Yeah, for me, he's been... Without him, I don't think Liverpool would be in the title race at all. He, at times, has held that defence together on his own, especially with the partners he's had this season. I think he's played alongside Gomez, Lovren and Matip this season. And without him, we probably would be battling for fourth because he's been that crucial to our team. If we take him out, I think then we'd be battling to see who doesn't want to finish fourth.
I think it's I think it's crazy to think as well. He only signed for them over a year ago, January of 2018, and even from the first game, he scored the winning goal against Everton in an FA Cup match. But since then, I don't think there's actually been one match Van Dijk has made any mistakes in, really.
No, not really. I think when Liverpool were about to sign him, I think City were putting in a bid, and United were putting in a bid. So it was crucial that we got him. But when we signed him, people were laughing. 75 million for another Southampton player, because Southampton are our feeder club, because we just nick all their best players. But
Ricky Lambert.
But no one's been mentioning the price. Like ever since this season, no one's been mentioning he's a 75 million pound defender. So it shows how well he's been doing for people to forget how much he's cost.
Conor, we were expecting it though, weren't we? The two-horse race between Virgil van Dijk and Raheem Sterling for the award. But I feel like they've done it the right way because of the Young Player of the Year. They've decided to give that to Sterling. Yet he's 24. It's not exactly that young for a footballer, but it counts.
It is really.
Do you think?
Yeah, plenty of footballers go on these days to play until the late 30s. So I could still give it till 24. I think 25 is the point where you get to that.
Is there an actual rule in that? Like, if you're 25 or
24,
over?
if you turn 24 before, I think it's either 24 or 23 in the season, then you qualify for the award. But yeah, going on what you said, Raheem Sterling had a great season, very close second, I think, to Virgil van Dijk, who is definitely worthy of the award as well for the contributions that he's done for Liverpool. I think the kicker may be that if you take Raheem Sterling out the City team, City may still be able to compete for the title because of just how much strength and depth that they have in the team. We've seen it this season already with the fact that Kevin De Bruyne has only played 18 games for them, and they're still at the top of the table. He's played 18 games, only contributed towards 4 goals on the season in the league, and they're still up there. Gives credit to Raheem Sterling to show how much of a great player he is for City now. But I think if you flip that on the other side for Liverpool, I think if you took Virgil van Dijk out of the Liverpool team, they would be anywhere near the top of the table because of how much of a contribution he's done in defence, not only as a player but as a leader as well. You see those leadership qualities every single time he steps onto the field, how he organise that defence, especially with youngsters into the team as well, like Gomez earlier on in the season before his injury, Trent Alexander-Arnold as well in the defence too. Robertson, he's 26 or something like that, isn't he? 24, so still a young player as well. And helping him become more of a structured defender. So that defence is going to be strong as long as Virgil van Dijk's there, I think, for years to come. And definitely deserves to have the award because of what Liverpool have been able to produce this season. Only drawing 7 games, and losing the 1. So not dropping that many points on the season and having their best points total ever in Premier League history as well. So,
Jack, this may sound like a silly situation, what I'm going to tell you right now, but what if there was no Young Player of the Year award and it was just down to Player of the Year, all ages included, of course, but do you think Van Dijk would have won it still if Sterling was more in contention with that, if you know what I mean? Because Van Dijk even said in an interview a few weeks ago that he voted for Sterling. Yeah. And Sterling probably did the same thing because both characters...
No, he voted
for Harry Kane.
Oh. Fellow English. Harry Kane! What?
That's not even the worst thing, Jamie. In the Football Writers Association awards today, they showed who won it. Obviously, Raheem Sterling won it, but they showed who else got votes for it. Virgil van Dijk, Hazard got votes for it, and things like that. Lacazette got a vote from a writer for Football of the Season.
Well, he will be writing next season.
Yeah. First of all, I'm going to guess that's either someone that works for the Evening Standard in London or someone that works for an Arsenal blog that gets a writer association.
It's probably
John Cross. Lacazette got a nomination, but Aubameyang didn't. It's like...
I know. If anything, both should.
Yeah,
crazy.
John Cross.
But Jack, would you say... Would you have had Van Dijk over Sterling? Because I feel as though Sterling is... I mean, they've both been important for their teams, but Sterling has scored goals when it's really mattered for Man City, for Pep Guardiola this season.
I think it's a really difficult thing. I think, like you said earlier, they've done it in the way that both of them have got an award. So I think that's probably the best way to do it better. But if they didn't have the young player one, it's really difficult because they both have obviously different roles on the pitch. I mean, Sterling's obviously assisted and created goals, scored goals, but Van Dijk is like Luke said has saved Liverpool a few times this season and obviously helped with clean sheets and scored a few goals as well. So I think it's really difficult to actually choose between them. But if I had a choice, I think I probably would have gone with Van Dijk as well. Just simply because of if I was a manager, I'd have to start from the back and go forward. So I'd have to make sure that my defence was rock solid. And if you have somebody like Virgil van Dijk in your team, it just shows. And like Luke said, I was one of them players, people that was like 75 million. That's outrageous. But when you look in the papers this last weekend on how much Pep Guardiola will have to spend to get Harry Maguire, and they're looking like that's going to be over what Liverpool spent for Van Dijk, you think, well, actually 75 million was pretty good indeed.
Liverpool have now set that price for a top class defender at around that 75 million pound mark.
Well, we moaned about John Stones at 50 million, and then Liverpool went over that when they bought Van Dijk.
If you look around Europe, Bayern spent around 70 million euros on Lucas Hernandez, and so like the price for defenders is now hit that 75-80 million pound mark.
I think
ridiculous.
If anyone wants David Luiz for 80 million, give us a call.
I think that's a signal to Solskjaer with our defenders this summer. I mean, Jones and Smalling would go for what, 200 grand each?